Well, guys, good morning and welcome to today's session. I
Good
think we
morning,
will give it
sir.
a start.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, please. Hope everybody is fine, hale and hearty. I think we'll give it a start. We can give it a start. I know that the link has been shared with you a little late, but of course, there was a due time, in fact, about 5 minutes. Now I think we can give it a start. So, in the last class, guys, if you remember, you were instructed to think about the last three questions, how you can just have the answers for them. Okay. And after just discussing these three questions, I mean, competency based questions, the last three, we'll wrap up the session. And today you'll receive the notebook work for the same and just finish it off in due time as per the instructions given through WhatsApp group. Okay. Fine. Now let's start the discussion, guys. I hope you remember the first three, how we just had a discussion on. And these are the questions you're going to write the answers for them in the
Okay, sir,
notebook.
but I have
So,
completed the notebook work till you have given, but as I am creating its PDF, it's just showing loading.
it's not very clear, Sheesh. Please come again.
Hello?
Yeah, please just come again. Yeah, I can hear you.
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you, Sheesh. Can you hear me?
Hello?
Sheesh, we are able to hear you, and I can hear you very clearly. Can't you hear us? Are you not able to hear me, Sheesh? Do one thing, Sheesh. Please leave the session and join back. If at all there are any technical glitches, there can be a chance of sorting them out if you join back. Leave the session on your own and join back, please. So in the meantime, we'll just keep the discussion on. Okay, please do that. Now, okay, who's going to take an active part first? How can we inculcate values and live ethically in this age of technology and consumerism? You need to explain that one. Well, who is ready with the answer? Are you not ready? Okay, that's okay, fine. Then do one thing. Just uh, think about it, and I'll get back to you in a couple of minutes. So in the meantime, if somebody is ready, please raise your hands. We'll start listening to him or her first. In the meantime, the others will also be ready with their perceptions or the answers. Okay? Fine. Just think about the fourth question. This is the one I'm talking about. How can we inculcate the values and live ethically? Yes, anybody ready? The fourth question.
So I can try.
Yeah, please go ahead. We're here to
Yeah.
try and learn from each other. Go ahead.
So we can inculcate values and live ethically in today's technology and communalism by knowing our roots
Consumerism.
and
Consumerism. Please just
yeah,
try to understand the word.
consumerism. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Consumerism by knowing our roots and developing the values which had been maintained in our family and learn and follow the cultures and ethics which are there. And we can also develop them by as today everything has become digital, we can know the more about values and ethics through internet or by reading the old books so that we could have a much more detailed knowledge about them, and it could be more easier for us to inculcate them.
Easier. Okay, fine. That's great. So as we have more exposure to live ethically and inculcating values, so you felt like that, right?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Very good perception. Well, anybody else? Did you really understand the question clearly? Can somebody please explain the meaning of consumerism first? Consumerism. What do you think is consumerism? The one who follows consumerism is known as consumerist. Who is he or she? Have you heard materialistic word? At least materialism or materialistic word, something like that. So let me explain that one. It's a kind of situation in which extreme attention is given to buying and owning things, to buying and owning the things. Forgetting about the after effects of everything. We attach the importance only to buying and owning the things. We are least bothered about the after effects of our acts and deeds. So this is most of the times disapproving, because we give too much attention to only buying and owning the things. And we have a lot of technology, advanced technology, and there is consumerism everywhere. So you see the richest people in the world are possessing most of the natural resources, more than what they require, more than what they need. So they are buying them and they are owning them. Yes, Yashika, would you like to say something? Please go mute. Yeah, thank you. So consumerism means simply buying and owning the things, forgetting about the others and the other things. They're least bothered about the after effects of it. That's it. So they just want to buy and own the things, even if it is not required, even if it is in excess. They don't care for it. They simply, because they are consumerists. They simply buy and own the things. That's it. And we have so much of advancement in the field of technology and science as well. So in this age where we have advanced technology and a lot of consumerism, how can we inculcate the values and live ethically? I hope now it is clearer to everybody. The question. Is the question not clear? Living ethically means living a life that is morally right. Morally right. So we'll be sticking to certain principles or moral values and then live. And that is called living ethically. Living morally right. Living ethically means living morally right. Is the question any clearer now?
Yes, sir.
If the question is not clear to everybody, please just raise your voice. Is the question clear? Nandana Pillai, is the question clear?
Yes, sir.
Then please just think about the answer. If someone is ready, please put it forward.
So,
Yeah, Ritika, go ahead.
so one way can be by spreading awareness, or what like we should make them feel that how important our values in our life, and how we are supposed to move on with them with 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 the modern technology as well.
Yeah, good. Nice point. We can elaborate our answer on that as well. Good point, Ritika. Yes,
Thank you, sir.
somebody else. Do you require some time? If yes, please just unmute and let us know. Because I don't want to kill your interest, or no, I want you to take more initiative, as I want to keep myself to the minimum. Do you require more time? Do not feel
Sir,
shy or
if
fearful.
if
Yeah,
you could elaborate something on this
fine. Let me just
question.
give it a try then. Yeah. You mean the question? Only the question?
No, no. I mean, can you elaborate
Haha.
something on the answer, because we don't find
Yeah,
any
fine,
good
fine. No
points in
issues.
this.
Absolutely. There's nothing wrong in admitting like that, because when we are not able to do one question, it doesn't mean that we will not be able to do any question. Just one question. What's there in it? Now let's give it a try to understand it. See, my just policy in life is that if at all I want to answer any question correctly and effectively, I will make sure that I understand the question very clearly and completely first. Now that's what I'll first try to do. Otherwise, I'm of the opinion that I can't really give an effective answer. So let me just have a word about the question once again. How can we inculcate values and live ethically in this age of technology and consumerism? So the question poses a doubt, a threat that we are now living in the age of advanced technology, and a lot of consumerism is being seen. So what are the possible ways to live ethically, to live morally right, and inculcate some values, which is harder? As far as the question is concerned, it says that it is harder to live ethically and having values in this age of advanced technology and consumerism. And I could understand what advanced technology, what kind of impact that it is showing on our values and on living ethically, and what kind of impact is consumerism is showing. And I will just talk about them then, and then moving on to how we can just look for the possible ways. See, it is no doubt that we are in the best age of technology. For the past 10-15 years, we have seen a great deal of advancement in the fields of science and technology, especially technology. We are now able to do almost everything with the use of technology. And we are able to see a lot of consumerism throughout the world, every part of the world. In fact, that has made our life so very comfortable, so very cozy, that values, inculcating values and living ethically have been least bothered by most of us, unfortunately. Well, history bears a lot of examples, exhibits a lot of examples where people lived ethically and inculcated values and showed to the world that they had, of course, the control and they had the chance of, just living. For example, Jawaharlal Nehru was born with silver spoon in his mouth, born rich, took part in the freedom struggle. In fact, there was no such necessity either for him or for his family. But he stuck to certain principle that he wanted to free India and Indians from the clutches of the mighty British. So, putting his riches aside, he took an active part in the freedom struggle. He joined hands with the father of the nation and many other great leaders and fought for Indians. So he had some principles and values, and he wanted to live ethically right. He did feel that he would not have the pleasure in living in India when the other Indians are suffering from the Britishers. So he stood against it, and he self-motivated himself. Of course, he had self-motivation and inculcated the values to live up to the desired level. So like this, you can take one example and just talk about it. And there are many examples. For example, you can say, I've just taken one example to show you how we can just inculcate values and live ethically. So you can elaborate in that way, I think. Are you able to get any sense out of this?
Yes, sir.
See, just take one or two examples from history. Yeah, you don't have to just talk about the history for that matter. In the last class, somebody in Amartya, not in Chanakya, Amartya, just raised a point that, it is about the previous question, please. Do you think poverty and riches have to do anything in developing values? Sorry, not that one. Second question, is it necessary that only tribes should nourish the values and not others? No, it's not the job of only the tribes. It's the job of or the duty of everybody. For that matter, common man to chief minister. And everybody is known by their values that they are stick to. In fact, a recent example from Tiruchirappalli in Tamil Nadu stands as a testimony, best example. For that, we could have the chance of discussing that one. For that, let me show that one. Let me start present the whole screen, guys. There is a link for that and this, so I'm just going to say that. Can you see the lady among a few children standing over there?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Her name is Gomati. She is an accountant in a college. She has been serving the underprivileged children for the past 18 years, 18. And she is charging 1 rupee as the tuition fee and teaching the children for the past 18 years. Of course, don't think that she teaches only for children. No. From LKG to class 12. She is from Tiruchirappalli, Tamil Nadu. Tiruchirappalli, Trichy or Tiruchirappalli. Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan's native town. Tiruchirappalli, Tamil Nadu. There are many great people from Tamil Nadu as well. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan, Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan. There are many great people. And she is from Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan's native town, that is Tiruchirappalli. Now, she is not even, of course, a teacher. She's just an accountant. Excuse me. Excuse me, everybody. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, good morning. May I know who did this? No, please just come to the point. Could we know what the concern is? Is it anything regard to the question paper? Yes, please go ahead. Of course, as per the instructions are clear, from 10:30 to 1:30 because of the time wasted for you guys. See now 10:30 to 1:30, so 3-hour examination, and you have an extension of half an hour for uploading the question paper. Sorry, answer script. Is it any clearer? Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm really sorry, guys. Yeah, come back to this one. So she had some principles in her life. Can you all hear me clearly?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Sorry for the disturbance, please don't mind. And yeah, since she stick to certain principles in life, and she's just continuing with them. She felt that it is her job. No, it is her moral responsibility to educate the underprivileged children. Nobody told her that she should take tuitions. And she's been charging a nominal thing, 1 rupee from each student per month. And she had, upon being asked if she would raise the tuition fee in future or in time to come, she said straight no. I'm not running any tuition for making money, but to teach underprivileged and the so-called poor children who cannot afford to go to any tuitions or have any online classes. So putting her own life in risk, she's still continuing in spite of corona, first wave, second wave. So we see a lot of people living with principles in their life. We see a lot of people living with values in our life, in and around us, for that matter. To do great things, you don't have to be in a greater position. You don't have to become a prime minister. You don't have to become a chief minister. You can even be a common man. You get my point, guys? So let's come back to the question. How can we inculcate the values? Of course, self-realization plays a very vital role. It is the job and duty of everybody, in fact, to inculcate good moral values and live ethically, morally right, in order to establish peace and harmony in the society. But unfortunately, the advancement in the fields of technology and the sense of consumerism are eating up, these two things, inculcating values and living ethically. But when we are self-motivated and when we have the self-realization and social responsibility, there can be chances of inculcating values in ourselves and the society. And as a result, we can live ethically. Is it any clearer now?
Yes, sir.
Well, in that way, see, as I have not written the answer, I have not structured it clearly, but using those points, I think you can just elaborate the things on those lines and can make it possible. Fine, let's move ahead. So, next question. The narrator says, we had been famous for our honesty, even when we had been the wealthiest family in what we like to think the world. What are your conclusions from this about the honesty of the rich, about the size of our world? This was already explained, but think about that question, please. You are given 5 minutes. Yes, guys. Anybody ready? Would you like to give it a try?
So I'm not clear with the first part, but I'm clear with the second part.
What do you mean by that? The size of our world.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can go ahead. So, whatever that is clearer to you can be explained. Don't worry.
So I guess by saying the size of a world, I mean by saying our world, the author is trying to say the community or the tribe or their tribe which they live in, which they are
Mhm.
from.
Okay, simply stick to that one.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, that's okay. Now, who else? Anybody?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, Yashika.
Sir, actually, the electricity has went off, so the Wi-Fi isn't stable, so I might leave the class.
Okay, okay, fine, fine. All right, I'll consider you. Don't worry. Yes, please. Somebody else? Okay, fine. Now let us see. The narrator says we had been famous for our honesty. Who is the narrator?
Aram.
Of course, Aram. Okay, he said that they had been famous for their honesty. And he said something else as well. If you remember, he just talked about this one as well. Just a moment. Let me just read that out, that particular part from the exact lesson, so that you can understand that better. Okay. Just give me a moment. Snapshots. Yeah. We have even just, gone through one extract also, if you remember. So here we are. Let me just present the whole screen, guys, so that we can just discuss that one. There you are. Can you see that now? Now here it is. We have been famous for our honesty for something like 11th century, all that. Just go through that once till the very end. From here. Can you see that? V from the middle, fifth line. Can I have the response for God's sake? Can you all see that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please just go through that one. So where do we come across this particular part of the Shah story? In which occasion? That is also very important. Can you guys remember it? I
In
have
the
really no
starting.
idea. I have really no idea why you guys are, being very sour today. See, in the beginning of the lesson only, right? Now,
Yes,
please
sir.
just, yeah, in the beginning of it, when Aram was talking about, see, when he could not believe that Mauras could steal the horse. So it just felt like that. As they were very poor and they had no money. The whole tribe was poverty stricken. It's not about Aram's family or Maura's family. The whole tribe. See, every Garaglanian family was living in the most amazing and comical poverty, in his own words. Most amazing and comical poverty in the world. Nobody could understand where in the sense where they ever got money to feed their bellies, not even the old men of their family. So here, Aram's family was so very poor. It's very clear. And he belonged to that poor tribe only, and that is Garaglanian tribe. See, even though they are known for their values, unfortunately, very ironically, they are living in the poverty. They did not know how they managed to get food for themselves every day. Even those old men in their family as well, in his words. Even though his tribe was very poor, they are known for their, honesty for around about 11 centuries. They were very honest, proud, and always believed in the right and wrong. And that is what it means. None of us would take the advantage of anybody in the world, let alone steal means. See, they were very honest. They were very proud for that first, and then honest next. And they always believed in right and wrong. Nobody in their family would do any damage to others, would steal anything, or would take the advantage of anybody. So that is what it means. None of us took the advantage of anybody in the world, let alone steal. Now, coming back to the question, let me just explain this one. So the honesty of the rich here. See, they belong to, here, one more thing. I need to extend that one, I think. Okay. So let me just extend that a bit. See, when they are in that belief that they took no advantage of anybody, they never steal anybody, they never steal anything from anybody and took advantage of anybody in the world. See, he was excited to see at that moment, the horse, and then, could not believe. Now, if I just connect that one, even when we had been the wealthiest family in what we liked, that world. So for that, let me just come back to this one. Beautiful white horse explanation. Yeah. Hope you are able to see that one as well. Now here. This is something very important. See, consequently, even though I could see the horse so magnificent, even though I could smell it, all that, some bit of description about it. Okay. Now, we had been so very rich. Where is that part? It will be somewhere here, which is something very important. No, not that one. Even when we had been the wealthiest family in what we liked. Let me just explain that one. Can you spot out the exact part of it? It will be somewhere here. This part I'm talking about. Even when we had been the wealthiest family in what we like to think the world. It's somewhere here. Just a moment. No. Okay, let me just generalize that one then. I just wanted to explain that in a clear base. Okay, no problem. Now see, okay, they were of that opinion that they took no advantage. Fine. Even when we had been the wealthiest family in what we liked, this is something very important. In what we liked to think the world. In what we liked to think the world. So, what they did like to think the world. See, they had been the wealthiest family for what? Not in literal terms, but in a different way. What is that difference? As far as their values are concerned, they had been the wealthiest family in what they liked to think the world. that the rest of the world will also be, in fact, like that only. And that is why they did not leave their values, and they stick to their values, and they lived along with their values, and they got extincted with their values. And so they remained as the most famous tribe for their values only. Okay. Now, see, we had been the wealthiest family. In which way? You need to understand. Now, what your conclusion about the honesty of the rich and how different it is from the richness of this tribe? Number one. And number two, the size of our world that has been referred there. In what we like to think the world. See, their world is, of course, their consideration as far as the world is concerned is different from the actual world. And what is the actual size of the world in literal terms? It's very, very, very congested. Very few members in the whole world stick to their values. So their world, the size of the world, our world, that means their world, is something very, very small in reality, in actuality. So you need to talk about the size of their world. And you need to talk about the honesty of the rich people. How different it is from the honesty of the Garaglanian tribe people. Is the question clear? Is the question clear? Do you want me to explain that again? The meaning of it at least? So that you can have your own answers. See, when you are not ready to come forward, means either you must not have understood the question very clearly and completely, or you could have completely understood it and felt it very easier. Now, have you really understood the question? Okay, let me just put it in simple terms, okay? Now, you need to talk about two things here. Number one, the honesty of the rich people. How different it is from the honesty of these people who also thought that they had been the wealthiest, but in what they liked to think the world. Okay? So how different it is, their honesty and the honesty of the rich. The rich means the rich people. Now, next one is the size of our world. See, referred to some world here. That is the world. That means our world. That means Garaglanian tribe's world. So, what is the size of it? If you want to just talk about the size of it, you should know what their world is first. And their world is honest world. And now you can talk about the size of it in the actual world. Is it any clearer, the question?
Yes, sir.
Still
Yes,
clear?
sir.
Okay. Can I have the response from the other guys as well? Only just two guys responded. Is it any
Yes,
clearer?
sir, it's clear.
No, fine. Okay, fine then. Fine. Okay. Right, do one thing. So as the time is about to expire, let me just explain this also for your comprehension. Then just do them on your own. I don't think they are very tough to answer. Jokes and pranks add spice to life, but they are expected to be in limit. Now, what do you think? See, it will definitely get changed from person to person. Okay? Now, what you think about it really matters. So that you need to put in your own words. You can even elaborate that one. So we all know that jokes and pranks really add spice to life, the boring life. But in this, life full of dullness, anxieties, stress, worries, insecurities, etc. So they really charge us up, and they recharge us, they're regenerators. But there should be in a limit. That means there must be a limit to those jokes and pranks. It should not be beyond the limit. They should not be beyond the limit. What do you think? So that you need to, answer here. So is it any clearer?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
See here, you don't have to connect that with the lesson exactly, but if at all you want to connect it, you can even connect that. How can you connect it? Can somebody please just give it a try? Yeah, I know that the time is up. In a couple of minutes, we'll wrap it up. Don't worry. See, if you want to connect it with the exact story, are there any instances where we can just connect that?
To the uncle, he always said that pay
Yes,
no
one,
attention to
very
it.
good, very good. Okay, any other instances?
Again,
here-
he only,
Yes,
when
please.
his house was on fire. So like that was a funny part.
Yeah, there were. But here actually jokes and pranks should, here pranks means fooling someone practically. Here,
So,
the act of stealing, yes, please go ahead.
so it can be when one humorous scene can be when who was it? John Byron saw his original
Yeah.
horse with Murad, but he got confused and he thought it was its twin.
Yes, you can even connect with that as well. It was not actually John Byro's true intention not to find fault with them, but actually he just, simply tried to prick the conscience of these two young boys. And he just became successful in that.
So
Instead of
even
asking them straight away that, or climbing straight away that it was his horse, what he did is he just, played practically. There he just pricked the conscience of these two young cousins by saying that it was the twin of his horse. It was also a kind of prank, practically made. See, prank is something that is practically made in order to achieve a purpose. And
So can
what
we-
know, jokes. Yes, please. Can we?
can we consider Murad stealing the horse in a prank?
Yeah,
as
that
well?
is what another instant. See, Maurad stealing the act of stealing the horse by Maurad was also another, of course, prank. Of course, we can say. And they enjoyed a lot. And that really gave some spice in their life, their dull and routine life. But it should be in the limit, and it should not be something that can besmirch the name of their own tribe, which has been there for 11 centuries. So in that way also you can connect. That's also a very valid point. Fine. Did you get the meaning of the question?
Yes, sir.
So on those lines, you guys need to just develop that answer. So these questions will be there for the notebook work, guys. Just give your best in that. And if at all you do not get anything again, please feel free to leave a message so that I can get back to you. All right. Can we just wrap up the session? It's high time.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Let me just have a look at the attendance. Yeah, I think it is ready. Okay, now you may leave, please. Have a good day ahead, everybody. Thanks
Thank
for
you,
the
sir.
participation. Have a
Thank
good
you,
day,
sir.
everyone. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, everybody. Yes, please. Thank you.